Which is the greatest city in the world? As of today, there are over 7 billion people living on this planet. Some of us live in cities, but which city is the greatest in the world? The first ever city to be founded is considered to be Jericho, around 9000 BC. From this point, we have continued to settle and build cities all around the world. In terms of size by population, the world's largest city is Tokyo in Japan, followed by Delhi and Mumbai in India, and Shanghai in China. With a population of over 38 million people, Tokyo is bigger than the entire population of Canada. It also has the world's busiest railway station and contains over 100 universities and colleges, giving it the world's highest concentration of higher learning institutions. Despite its size, it is considered one of the safest cities in the world, and alone makes up 0.5% of the world's population. Meanwhile, the most populated city in the United States sits at just over 8.5 million in New York, and the most populated city in Europe is Istanbul in Turkey with 14.8 million people. However, the top densest cities in the world goes to Manila in the Philippines, Mumbai in India, and Dhaka in Bangladesh. Manila has a population density of 41,515 people per square kilometre, but its population is quite low, sitting just above 1.7 million. The largest cities in terms of land size can go to cities in China and Pakistan. The capital city in China, Beijing, reaches 6,500 square miles. That's bigger than the entire country of Jamaica. The capital city of France, Paris, attracts millions of tourists every year. However, in terms of land size, Germany's capital, Berlin, is 8 times bigger. Paris is also way more expensive. Monthly rent for a 3-bedroom apartment in the city centre of Paris will cost you €2,227, while in Berlin you can get the same for €1,402. These are not the most expensive cities to live in though. In the United Kingdom's capital, rent is the highest in Europe, and the average house price in the city is £474,000. But what about the cost of living? Let's compare the cost of living from New York in the United States to that of Kiev in Ukraine. In New York, going to the movies for 2 people will cost you $32, while in Kiev it will only cost you the equivalent of around $6. 1 month of internet in New York will cost you $55. However, in Kiev it's less than $5. It will also cost just under $5 for a coffee in New York, while it will cost the equivalent of just over $1 in Kiev for the same thing. While there is no definition for the cleanest city in the world, there are some notable cities. The cleanest cities in the world can go to Hamburg in Germany, Chicago in the United States, and Copenhagen in Denmark. With over 2.7 million residents, Chicago is the 3rd largest city in the United States, but the city remains very clean and eco-friendly. Chicago has planted many rooftop gardens throughout the city to improve its air quality, and it also encourages its residents to use public transport as much as possible to reduce emissions. Meanwhile, Hamburg in Germany is set to cut CO2 emissions by 80% by 2050. Other notable cities include Zurich, Stockholm, Helsinki, Honolulu, and Oslo. On the opposite side, the most polluted cities in the world come from Iran and India, and Mumbai in India is said to be the noisiest city in the world. Where landmarks are concerned, there are many cities of unique history and culture, such as Rome, Cairo, and Athens, with their great ancient architecture, as well as the Golden Gate Bridge, Christ the Redeemer, the Taj Mahal, Machu Picchu, and Angkor Wat. Heathrow Airport in London happens to be the busiest airport in all of Europe. The airport is used by over 80 different airlines flying to 185 destinations in 84 countries. It has 5 terminals and a tiny 6th terminal used for royalty, visiting heads of state, and some celebrities, which is only opened on special occasions. There are over 70 million passengers each year, and every day 1,400 flights arrive and depart. So as you've been watching this video, at least one plane from Heathrow Airport has taken off or landed in a matter of 45 seconds. More than 6,500 CCTV cameras monitor the airport, and every day more than 200,000 bags are put through the security systems. The City of London has over 420,000 surveillance cameras, the 2nd most watched city in the world, above the city of Chicago but below Beijing. But Heathrow isn't the largest airport in the world. The title actually goes to Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport in the United States. which has over 100 million passengers annually. Located in Canada is the city of Toronto. The city is the most populated city in Canada and is the most diverse city in the world. The city has over 200 ethnic groups with over 140 spoken languages. People from the UK, Ireland, China, Italy, Iran, the Netherlands, Nepal and Romania are just a few of these cultural groups. Sydney in Australia also has a multicultural setting. While English is the official language, the city hosts a number of different people with approximately 250 languages throughout the area. Around 40% of the population are from overseas, and Sydney has created a number of events and festivals that promote cultural awareness. There are a few cities that are considered to be dangerous. There is the capital city of Venezuela, followed by a city in Honduras, and the capital city of El Salvador, each of which have a murder rate of over 100 per 100,000 residents. The deadliest city in the United States is St. Louis, which has a murder rate of 59.23 per 100,000 people. However, the deadliest city on Earth can be found in Ukraine. When Chernobyl's nuclear plant melted down in 1986, it sent 100 times more radiation into the air than the nuclear bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki combined, thus making Chernobyl the deadliest city. The 20-mile area will remain uninhabitable for thousands of years, as radiation levels will remain too high for human settlement. If we want to compare the number of skyscrapers within a city, you might think New York is on top of the list. However, Hong Kong dominates the top with 316 skyscrapers, while New York and Dubai trail behind. The Empire State Building reaches a height of 381 meters tall. However, the tallest skyscraper in the world is more than double this. The Burj Khalifa, located in Dubai, is the tallest skyscraper in the world currently in 2017. However, by 2020, the tallest building in the world will be the Jeddah Tower in Saudi Arabia, with an estimated completed height of 1,008 meters. And if you want to stay updated on these videos, follow us on Twitter and subscribe for future videos.